The game will start as soon as we're done with the setup.
Yeah.
So just wait a little bit longer and we'll have it fixed soon. So the setup is done, so we can finally introduce Whiplash. Bring it on.
Cool. We pretty much ready to go? Let me just do this real quick. Yep, ready when you are. Cool. So, if you saw this run last year, then you're in for a treat because this run's more broken than that one. If you didn't see this run last year, you should still be in for a treat because this game's really broken. As you may have noticed from my Influx run, I like to run broken games.
This one's even more broken than last year's one, in a way. Even though last year's one skipped more, this one's got a lot more broken stuff in it.
Well, basically the last one I skip every level and go straight to the final boss, but this one I enter every level and show why each level is really, really broken. The main reason it's broken is because of a glitch called Bunny Hop. Well, it's newly been named Bunny Hop. I will probably forget that and call it Quad Jump halfway through the run. It's basically a quad jump, so there's a double jump in the game, and by doing an air attack and cancelling it, you can get the bunny to go underneath the weasel and jump off him again. At least that's how we think it works, because that's what it looks like is happening. Otherwise, there's no real reason for it to work that way. The reason it's not an infinite jump is that at a certain height, the smash attack takes over from any animation, so you can't use it to cancel because it is the only animation that happens. The console, this is on Xbox, but it's also on PS2. I think that's it. I think maybe it does have another version, I'm not sure. But yeah, in terms of how broken the game is, you'll see pretty quickly, as the first thing I do in this game is go out of bounds. Also, just a small little thing. This turtle right here, He can fly, because and teleport as well. Look, there's no ground. He's just disappeared. He is a speedy turtle.
So the main thing that breaks all the levels is the bunny hop or quad jump or whatever you're going to be calling it throughout the
Yeah,
run.
I'll try and stay consistent. Won't. We'll see how that goes.
Don't you love it? Say you love it.
But yeah, for some reason, the very start of the game, there's this unskippable cutscene, and then it gives you control for like 10 seconds whilst you go down a vent, and then puts you in another 2-minute unskippable cutscene. And I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to jump out of bounds and skip it.
I can't believe it.
As well as kind of skip a bit of the level.
In case you haven't seen this game before, you play as both of those characters at the same time. Or you kind of play as the weasel.
Yeah, you are like running around as the weasel, and Redmond the rabbit is your weapon. He's indestructible, so don't worry about anything, you know,
Anything that you're about to see.
animal cruelty related. It's absolutely fine. 140 is a little bit of a overestimate, I'm hoping, but lots of things can go wrong in this run because I use. Oh, that's not good. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't get the load right. So here, what I'm doing is setting up my experience so that when I pick up experience, all of it's going to go into Redmond the rabbit, and that is my damage. Later on, when I get a big boost of experience, I'm going to switch it to health. Unlike in the any % run where it's all damage based, which is why the last boss is awful in any %. In this, I can get health and not lose too much damage, so that the last boss is a lot easier. It's not just kind of RNG luck. I do that little trick there as well, just to skip a text box. It rarely works. In fact, it's only ever happened once, but I will continue to do it. This skips a cutscene trigger as well as some other stuff. It saves about half a second. And this skips a switch you're supposed to get to the right. So it saves a little bit of time. None of those skips are massive. Like, picking up the normal route is only a tiny bit slower, but, you know, saving the frames. This, however, the switch is actually quite out the way, so that saves a reasonable amount of time. And this thing over to the right, you probably just caught a glimpse of it. It's how you open a lot of doors in this game. It's called Tug of War, and it takes a long time. So most of the skips you see in this opening section are me just skipping that, because I really don't want to waste time with that. They take a while.
You'll see some of those later though as well.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 places I can't skip them.
You'll also notice that there aren't many rooms that you don't just skip in some way or go out of bounds.
Yeah, there's basically only one level in this entire game that's kind of not broken, and that's only because of the loading the game has. It has to load rooms sequentially, so even though I can skip really far into the level, the game is too slow at loading. I go into that corner quickly to skip a loading text box thing. You also won't see any of those, hopefully, until late into the run, which means it takes ages because it has to count up all the stuff I've already done. They're supposed to be kind of on entrances and exits of all the levels, but I don't go to the entrances or exits of levels often. And this room is just kind of a small bit of RNG, because the spawns of the spiders change a bit. But any %, it's quite a big thing to not get hit. It's quite annoying, but here I'm not really that worried because I'm about to go somewhere where there's lots of health, and I don't need to worry too much.
In case you didn't see this run last year, this speedrun is kind of the product of, I guess, a glitching project between you and someone, Rockmux, who's a glitcher in the speedrunning community. They like to glitch a lot of abstract games like this.
Yeah, he basically found the quad jump, or already did it, the bunny hop, and oh, I need to save there. And then he found a couple of other things that kind of let us out of bounds. This being one of them here, this little bit in the corner that lets us skip the first 2 levels. And then I sort of applied it around the entire game and found a lot more stuff. And then unfortunately I made any percent and no one likes it. I say that because I'm the only one who runs it and I don't like it, so. Coming up is debatably the hardest trick. It's definitely one of 2 of the hardest tricks in the game. It's not as hard as the other trick, but I have to be very consistent with it, and it costs quite a lot of time to mess it up, so I have to stay in bounds and out of bounds at the same time. It's not like pixel perfect or anything, but it is quite a small area that I have to stay in, and I have to do it for a while. And there's also a couple of things that can mess with me. There's a bit coming up that can, if I get really unlucky, okay, we're alright. Occasionally there's invisible walls in the... Oh, okay. Oof. Wait, I'm going to stop talking now. There we go, right.
I was surprised you were talking through that, to be honest.
I shouldn't have even tried. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I expect, is I fail 1 or 2 and then I get it. It's not that hard once you get the rhythm down, but it's quite frightening. So basically what I did there was the door isn't open until you complete the waste level. So I skipped having to complete the waste level and I'm now basically going through it backwards so that I can go and defeat the waste boss. The only reason I actually need to defeat the waste boss is because there's only 1 level in this entire game that you can't access from the start of the game, and that's the medical one, and it's because you need the power-up from the waste boss to actually get in there. So the way it's routed is to get there as quick as possible, because medical gives you a golden power-up, a power-up that allows you to use golden orbs, and you need that for, unfortunately, only 1 power card. Everything else is you can get without the golden orbs, even though you're supposed to use them. So basically, I get it as quick as possible, and then it doesn't matter too much when I get the other, like the route of the other levels particularly. They're all kind of on the way. Most of it comes down to I want to do power first because it gives me a lot of experience. It's a really weird boss, because instead of what you'll see with this boss, where I'm just going to finish the boss and it will give me a bunch of experience to get me to level 5 on Redmond, it just drops like 25 of these hyper snacks, which is like the drop off, the experience points that you can pick up from enemies, basically. I don't know, it's really odd. Also, I'm hoping that something with this boss works. It's the only enemy in the entire game that can take away 2 lives, and I want a death warp after I defeat the keycard boss for this area. So I'm gonna hope that it takes away 2 lives on every single death I take, because that's the best thing to do, and it's the fastest way to get the deaths. But one time when I was playing about 2 days ago, every single death was just 1, which is I have had before, but it's extremely unusual, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. If I get 1 where I only get the 1 death, then it's not too much of a problem, because oh, yep, that's the wrong one. Yeah, because I can just die again. It's not that big an issue. It means I'm a little safer in the death warp section. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is just die 3 times, hopefully 3 times. Each one should take away 2 lives, then I'll end up with 0, and then I just kill them normally. The boss himself is not too difficult. He can do a couple of things that are... Okay, he took 2 lives, yeah. He can do a couple of things that are annoying, but he's fairly simple. It's basically... You do 3 normal reps where you put the fire out and then you hit him. And then he can start doing special attacks after each one. And one of the special attacks is really nasty, because it takes a long time to actually work. And it's a homing attack that you can't get rid of. So if he does it on one of the early ones, it's really annoying. And I die to 2 hits, so...
Rueake, can I make a quick announcement?
Yeah.
On the yellow stream at the moment we are playing Tales of Symphonia, that is Baffin and Friends, and there's been an incentive for a blindfolded 1 versus 1 Kratos fight with bongos that has now been met.
Do you know what this is going to do to my fur?
So yeah, I just want to wait. Like, the first 3 phases are kind of simple. The one thing that I have to be careful about is just below my health, well, not my health bar, but the bar for Redmond on the right side, there's a little bar you can see. That's how long my fire power-up lasts. And if it runs out, I can't actually damage him when he comes up to blow the fire away. So the special attacks, I have to kind of time when I'm going to do them. That was really good, actually. He did the fast attacks, and that's what I want him to do. If he does the belch on the last attack, it's less of a problem, but okay, yeah, we're good. Because spin is kind of slow, it's not as good as the quick attacks, but it's not really an issue. I'm not going to get hit by it, so... And as long as I'm not dumb, even if he does the belch now, I should be alright. And he didn't. He's giving me good luck. Oh, that's... Okay, no he hasn't. No he hasn't. So he's supposed to do 3 quick hits, but he did more, so I might not get this. Oh, that was like just got it. Okay. You can actually save warp out of this, and like you see there was a little delay before the cutscene started. You can actually save warp out, and for some reason they give you the waste power up when he hits the platform rather than when the cutscene finishes or starts even. So you can save warp out, but you don't get the experience. And it's 5 levels really quickly. And it's just worth the cutscene, because the next person I'm going to fight is way tougher than I am. So he already takes quite a long time, so I kind of need the 5 levels to, you know, do any damage to him at all. Also, this is one of very few cutscenes you can't skip. I don't really know why. Most of the cutscenes are skippable, except for like the opening and ending credits. I should probably be explaining what that boss even was, but I'm not really sure myself.
Dude, that sucks.
So I just need to wait for that to complete. Occasionally, you can save warp out, and it won't have completed the boss, and it does weird things. I save warp out because it takes me back to the warp pipe, which is this thing. And even though I used it earlier, and it took me, and I went there from a kind of a weird place, it's not actually how the warp pipe is supposed to be set up. So where it takes me to is extremely convenient. I almost didn't check this warp pipe, and the route would have been a lot longer. I failed that again. So now I just have to go to the keycard of this, keycard boss of this area. And the gold orb is like just above me, but I don't have the power up, and it damages me if I try and attack it, so I actually want to try and stay away from it if I can. That's good. That's a lot harder than that might look.
The idea is you're supposed to get the keycards from every area to get to the final area. But,
yeah, the executive room. You can skip that,
yeah.
But there's no fun if you skip it. How much health do I have? Okay, I can try riskier strats. That's probably a bad thing to say, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yep, didn't work. The slants you can jump off, but they're a little dodgy. There we go. And in good old fashion, again, if you saw Whiplash, I don't like puzzles. I mean, it's not really a puzzle. It's kind of a platform puzzle, I guess. Okay. Yep, sure. Just clipped into the platform. Sure. I'll take that, I guess.
My teeth are actually itching,
okay.
but really, this is fabulous.
It activated on the last frame. I wasn't expecting it to happen. But yeah, I can skip a lot of this area. I'm jumping really late.
You did it again.
I did. I know what's happening now. I'll just do the safe version. You can quad jump up there, and I always used to be scared of it because I thought that would happen, and it didn't. I don't know. So yeah, there's a bunch of... Oh, that's a bad camera. That's a bad camera. There's a bunch of platforming stuff you're supposed to do, and then I'm actually going through the platforming backwards right now, and then you're supposed to do a bunch of like crazy zip stuff, but they didn't code this wall very well, and the boss room's right here. Oh, okay, we're good, we're in. So yeah, that's that. Most of the ways to get into the bosses for the keycards are really good. That's the main reason I wanted to run this category.
Oh, and I thought you stamped with makeup was great.
You can see I don't really do much damage to him, and this fight is a bit random because he can decide when he's going to block on. It's pretty RNG heavy. I can semi-break his guard by doing jump attacks, but basically I have to, like, if he gets his guard up and the spill is still on the floor, he occasionally still drops it, but
Didn't think so.
if the spill's gone, he will block forever. Because what you're supposed to have by now is this charged up smash attack that just destroys him.
Hey, this is just like
You just do it over and over again and combo him to death.
and it's really painful.
So unfortunately this is quite an anti-hype fight. So if there's any donations, feel free to...
Well, I wish there were some donations, but sadly we don't have any right now.
Oh, chat, you're
waiting
letting
for
me
them.
down. You're supposed to make this fight entertaining for me.
Come on, people donate and win a copy of the game Quantum Conundrum.
And
Or
you
something
guys,
like
you can totally donate for Noi2 Love 2 Devolution and get me to race Legend of Princess against the credits. It'll be awesome.
It's pretty fun to watch.
It's only 3 minutes more. That's if I'm being generous.
Nice job. Did you ever have a plan that
Oh wow, I'm getting pretty unlucky to be fair. He's blocking really early. You can normally get him like 4 or 5 combos each spill. I say normally, that's like optimum is what I mean by normally.
That's your whole plan. Mine was destruction.
What I look for is like 3, like that's pretty much what I expect.
Oh well.
And then occasionally get 5s and occasionally get 2s.
I got dignity for sale. Dignity anyone?
Oh, come on.
Price to move.
Oh, I missed the combo. Yeah, if you don't smash him as well, he gets back into blocking. So the way the combo works is you just smack him until you see that little electric buzz, and then you can do a smash attack. If you don't do the smash attack, he immediately blocks. So if you don't do that, then you just lose that combo, unless you get lucky.
You're a weasel of few words and even fewer
Trust me, it'll pick up after this. Actually, I say that, but there's a slightly unbroken level next. But it's still got its tricks. Oh, whoops. I can't count, apparently.
Where's the compassion? Yeah!
Oh, weird. That's weird. Smash attack is the one that's missing. That's odd. Anyone played any good games lately?
What do you say we take a break from all this aggressive destruction and just, you know, get to
I mean, I know I've played Orbs of Doom, and that game's awesome. Everyone should pick that game up. Yep, coming soon to a yellow stream near you.
You're a bad weasel. Whatever you are.
I swear this doesn't normally take this long. Yeah, that always happens. I'm pretty sure that's like a scripted thing, because I always seem to get that. Just that last hit, he manages to get away with it. And now I just have to death warp back. So I didn't actually explain what death warp was. So when I die, normally I just go back to a checkpoint. But when I lose all my lives, I go back to where I last saved. So I saved at the first save point in the hub world. So I death warp twice to that area because it's quite easy to do. And saves a lot of time. It means I don't have to backtrack through those vents, which I don't know if you realise, but they're quite long sections. They don't... Well, I know some people say they don't seem that long, but it's a pretty long section. I can also hardlock here. There's a camera angle in this corner where you can despawn the entire map, because the camera like glitches outside, so it thinks you're outside, so it just starts despawning the map. If you do it at the right time, you despawn the thing you're throwing the rabbit into, and it just locks the game. Just a small tidbit.
Stop. Please make
It's awesome. I was going to try it, but then I thought that was probably not a great idea for, you know, trying to get at least a decent run. So I've got past the first scary bit of the run, that first death warp. Actually less because of the bosses and more because of the platforming can kill me quite a bit. But the next scary bit is coming up, as there's a boss that can kind of, well, there's two bosses that can both troll me pretty hard. Also, yay for arbitrary wait times.
You said you did find a possible way to skip that, didn't you? But it was ridiculously hard.
I did. I don't know why it doesn't work. So I found a way to skip this entire level basically, because there's only one place you need the golden orb power up, and I found a way to skip that. But in one of, I think, the only place in the entire game, they put it was the only way I can assume anyway, they put a trigger that says, oh, if you hit this button when you don't have the golden power up, we're not going to spawn the enemies for you. We'll play the cutscene and soft lock it so that you can never beat the boss, but we're not actually going to put the boss in the room for you. Which is quite annoying.
And really unusual for this game.
Yeah, really. I'm kind of impressed a little bit. I feel like there's this mechanic that's completely useless. You can throw little robo-mice. They stun enemies. I've yet to find any use for it whatsoever. I'm sure one day I'll find some crazy clip with it. So this room, there's like a quick cycle to kill it. It's a bit of a... Oh wow, I thought that was a glitch. It's a bit of a weird room. Basically you just do the glide attack and it kills everything. Even though you're supposed to hit them. Oh, I think I missed. Wait, what? Oh. It did that to me the other day. I'm pretty sure I just missed it. There we go. It's got like a kind of a strange hitbox to it. Let's see if this one's right. Ah, missed the first one again. Oh well. That was a really bad room. I don't know. I never had that fail on me before until I started practicing it. And then oh yeah, another thing I should mention before it happens. Dying in this area is not a problem, because I'm gonna die anyway at the end of the level. It's just I lose a small bit of the time in efficiency, because there's one area which I do all my deaths in. It's right next to a checkpoint, so it's really easy to just grind the deaths and I don't lose much time. But yeah, dying is not really that big an issue in this level, as long as I don't die like 6 times, which I'm certainly hoping doesn't happen. And because of that, I have to jump over a life that's coming up, which should be really easy. But for some reason, I seem to keep picking it up. Look, he wants it so badly.
It's just there shining, like, pick me up.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this level's kind of a little boring, just because there's not much glitching to it. There's a couple of things. I also forgot to explain a glitch I did at the start of the level, but I can explain it again when we get to it. Yeah, there's like a few things like the previous room where I can kind of make a puzzle go a little faster. I'm actually hopefully going to die here because the checkpoint's really close. Yeah, there's a few skips to puzzles, but that's about it. Also, it was originally going to be a donation incentive, but I think I messed something up and didn't post the right time. So I'm just going to do it anyway, because my estimate should account for this. Basically, I'm going to play the best cutscene in this game. And if anyone has ever seen my Twitch profile or my SDA profile picture, you will have seen the reason it's amazing. I'm curious to see how chat likes it. Oh, that was pretty bad. Again, doesn't really matter. Actually, no, here it does a little bit. It loses quite a lot of time here. Oh, how did that hit me? Oh, the shockwave. Oh, yeah, the janitor has like a shockwave ability with his broom, and it reaches quite far. It only does 1 damage, so it's not really that big a deal. But If I die after I hit this switch, it's not really a problem either. It's just before then. Okay, we're fine anyway. So yeah, this will be a hype cutscene coming up. I hope you're all ready.
I'm taking this company down. Wanna help?
Ignore the fact that it will make like no sense to you, because it's funny, amazing. It's funny anyway. So.
Are you ready for what I'm gonna give you?
I am so ready. Ouch!
Just relax. The anesthetic will kick in any moment.
Are you sure? I don't feel anything. Okay, now I'm feeling something.
Just breathe deep and let your mind drift.
I'm feeling mild drowsiness, abdominal discomfort, dryness of mouth, nausea, headaches, constipation. You want to try some of this?
This is not Peter
The
approved.
static
Please don't
cube is
drug your
important,
animals.
So don't lose it. You need to plug it into the company's mainframe. The mainframe is all the way up in the
I know.
executive
Just
tower.
watch the bottom of the screen for the best thing
high voltage
ever.
upgrade I'm installing
It's a little
inside
bright on
you
there,
will
but
allow
you should still be able to
access
see
into
it.
places you weren't able to go before, like the executive tower.
High voltage upgrade.
Look at that face. Look at that face. So good.
Tower.
That dude's so high.
Oh boy!
Oh, it was worth it. Oh, he did get me. It's fine. That one, again, that doesn't cost me too much time. I thought that's what would happen.
In the chat.
Classic. Right. So yeah, now we have the upgrade we need. Just need to get back up stairs, get the keycard boss for this area, who's hopefully really easy. He did a really weird thing to me earlier on, but even if that happens, it's not really a big issue. But yeah, then it's back to broken levels. Whoops, I should probably stop. Doesn't matter if I take damage, it's fine. It means I have to take less damage on the death abuse later. Not death abuse, just dying in general. Oh, the lasers didn't troll me. Cool. The hitbox for the lasers at the top there is really awkward. I don't know what my camera's doing, but...
I can actually feel my insides.
So yeah, the glitch I did earlier that I didn't explain is lifts are terrible. The trigger for the cutscene to leave the lift doesn't load properly. So you load in there before, so you can actually run out of it. I didn't get it. That's unfortunate. That's one of the best places to show it, because it actually saves a bit of time. Normally it just saves the time of skipping the cutscene, but you can actually skip this little corridor here by just cutting the corner. What is with my camera? It's like really zoomed in. Oh well. So yeah, you don't actually need the golden orb to get up there, but it's slightly faster. Also, I do like smash attacks just to give a bit of lag. It helps a little bit with the trigger not loading as fast. So there you go. I just jump out. It's really dumb. I don't know why that's a thing. It means you can actually get out of bounds in every level, I think. Yeah, even like really like the level we were just in where there's no out of bounds stuff, you can get out of bounds with that, but like I say, the level doesn't load very well, so I need to make sure that I don't pull this guy to my spawn as well, because he can immediately hit you as you spawn and you get stuck on 2 health. Oh, what's that? It's done it again? Really? Okay, this could be a problem. Normally, whilst the spawn's going, you can just do an attack out of it, and speeds it up. But keeps giving. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, we got lucky. Yeah, and there it just didn't let me attack, and because if it depends on which attack the guy chooses to use. If he does the like static shock, it's a, I forgot what it's called. What's it called?
Taser thing.
Taser, that's the word. I know English. Yeah, but if he uses the taser, he just insta hits you, and if he uses the attack, it takes a while to write. Also, yeah, just casually glitching the boss. You're supposed to bring this platform down, but you can just jump up and like kill him. It's really weird how much damage you do to this guy, because he's, I mean, I guess he's the first keycard boss you're supposed to face, but he is in the last level, and he just gets wrecked. Like, I'm not that high a level.
What you just saw there was an in-game feature which makes the rabbit kind of infinitely hit things when you hit stuff
ISG.
enough. Yeah, I guess like ISG.
Yeah, well, it's, yeah. It's not like ISG at all, really. It doesn't cause any of the cool stuff ISG does. But there's another cool aspect to it, which is you can actually make it completely infinite. Currently, it's on like a timer whilst the bar's going down. If you're not hitting stuff, you eventually run out. Wait, I just need to make sure I get this. I can be like killed pretty. Okay, we got there. That's all right then. So yeah, whilst it's going down, oh sorry, when it goes down, you're done. But there's a glitch where you can keep it going forever until you turn your Xbox off. But unfortunately, the way it works is you permanently keep a room loaded that despawns other rooms in the game. So it's not really viable for a run, unfortunately. Also, it's technically New Game Plus if you want to go. Oh, wow, that really didn't make it far enough. It's weird. The two like most useful ones didn't work. I don't know. Wait, what? Okay. Sorry, I thought I cancelled it because the effect disappeared. So yeah, we're going back down here. Except now we're going to go into the power boss, and this is where I get really, really scared, because many things can go wrong here, but we should be alright. Similar to the other one, I can just, I don't think I explained it when I did it, because I was still reeling over getting the skip, but yeah, you can just skip this corridor by jumping. This one's even easier because it goes down a level, but yeah, that saves like a small bit of time. And then basically a carbon copy of the events I did earlier, unfortunately. Trying to think if I've missed anything. Can you think of anything I've missed?
No.
Oh, I guess there's one thing which I always fail to explain. My dash is limited, so I have to kind of try and plan the dashes. If I can, I want to hit slopes, as they just give you a lot of speed when you're dashing.
It's also quicker to jump up onto near the top of the ladders instead of going from the bottom.
Yeah.
Since you have the quad jump, you can get pretty high up already. So
yeah, you can actually go out of bounds in. Well, I say that as if that's a surprise, but you can go out of bounds in these areas as well. But they're spaced too far apart. Like the rooms are loaded, but they're too far apart for you to actually jump across to them. Because originally I was going to try and skip the middle bit. Now I just need to make sure I don't take any damage on this last bit. The boss I'm about to do is a little random. It shouldn't be too much of a problem because I should kill him in 2 phases. And the first phase is free because I can glitch him, and the first part of the second phase is free, and then it's random stuff that I have to deal with or manipulate, as Rockmox reckons I can do. I'll try the Rockmox strat and we'll see if it works. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Alright, we have a $1 donation from Duelis. Might as well donate everything left in my bank account. Good luck on the run. Rueake, yeah. And we got $20 from Archmans. Not sure what to type, so Frankie Z hype. Bring on the dogs then.
So, okay, the way this works is I'm actually out of bounds of this fight because I went into the fight backwards, so it didn't trigger the cutscene properly. And it means that he always does the attack I want, which is really convenient. So I want him to shoot these electric shots at the pylons to power them up. And if I stay out of bounds, every single attack will be that instead of a kind of annoying stomp he can do. Okay, we're good. So yeah, that's the first round. This is where I can screw things up a little bit. These shots are a little hard to get. You can 2-cycle him. I somewhat expect to 3-cycle him, but we'll see. As you can see, he bounces a lot, and you can hold down the X button and spam rather than tapping like I am. But I think only a certain amount of hits register per, I don't know, 10 frames or whatever. I don't know, I'm guessing frame counts, but you get the idea. So I'm aiming in this first phase to do around about 2/3 of his health, because that means I'm a lot safer on the last phase. But if I do half his health, I'm happy really. What I don't want is what I got in practice a lot, which is like 1/3 of his health. And then after this, I have one way which, I don't know, it seems semi-consistent. It's very rare it doesn't happen, but if I stand in a particular place, he always seems to give me an electric shock first. And then after that, it's the, will he electric shock or will he stomp? So that's pretty good. It's a little over half, it's not quite 2/3. Okay, he's not going to do it, is he? You going to stomp? Yeah, you're going to stomp, buddy, cool. Okay. So the strat by Rockmox is you go to the pylon, you go halfway between, and you go back to the pylon. These shocks are really weird. Okay, no, he's trolling me pretty hard. Yeah, the shocks are a bit odd. They can hit you when you're jumping. Oh, please don't do one shot. Please don't do one shot. Oh, he did one shot. He trolled me. Oh, and he's stomping. Okay, this is a pretty bad fight. I'm going to just try and run around all the way. Oh my god, wow.
This fight can be pretty dangerous if you get unlucky.
This is getting really dangerous right now. I don't even have one. Okay, I need some luck, but he's going to do one shot probably. Oh, alright. So he can do anywhere between like 1 and I think 9 shots I've got before. So if you're really lucky, you can get 2 pylons in one. Okay, that's really good. I did not want him stomping. Okay. Wow, I still took a hit. So as long as I'm not really bad, I should be out of the danger zone. Oh, something I just forgot though. So I currently have it set to like auto assign my experience. I just set it so that I get health now as well. Basically to make the final boss easier. It actually doesn't really help anywhere else particularly. I guess the next fight a little bit. But the main thing is if I do 20%, 80%, I still get the highest damage I can get with the experience I get. And still get like level 6 on my health. So there's like no reason not to do it, because I'm not going to get any more damage anyway. Well, actually no, that's a lie. No, I get 1 more level, but it doesn't change that much. And it's worth getting the extra survivability instead. Wow, this fight. Oh. The magic pixel. Okay, we're good. We get 2 cycles.
2 cycle, nice.
Oh, yeah, that's... Originally we thought that was impossible, but we just found out you just kind of have to be patient with him and not waste too many shots. So yeah, here's what I mean about the weird experience thing. He just spawns a bunch of experience, and it seems like you might even get more experience by how quick you pick it up. Because they don't they don't spawn until you pick up more. I don't know. It's really odd. You still get generally the same amount, but it's very rarely exactly the same. Like almost always, I will get 4 on health and 13 on damage. So I'm a little lax on damage, which is a shame. Which means I don't know, probably 5 experience I've lost. Now I have to hope this. Please don't troll me. Okay, we're good. Occasionally, okay, it's actually going to be weird to explain. So basically, actually I'm gonna do my strat. I'm gonna try this. I want to get ISG off this guy because it makes the final boss really easy.
There's gotta be a better way. Not sure what it is, but there's sure got to be one.
Please, 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 please. Oh, okay. All right, we're just gonna get it off here because it's kind of risky to fight this guy without it. He can just like kill you straight up. Basically, he ignores unless you have this on. He can just ignore being hit and just elbow you occasionally. He can still do it with this, but it's a lot harder because you're hitting him so often that you tend to cancel his animation. But you can't really hit quite as fast with a normal combo.
This is also the section where if you don't have the golden orb power up, you can't get past.
Okay, cool. That's like basically the scariest part of the run over. I'm really, really happy. So now I just need to death warp out, basically. Unfortunately, because I have ISG, the fastest way for me to kill myself is by taking 1 damage off of this electric person. This is the one downside to getting a bunch of health right here, is I need to death warp out. It used to be worse because I used to have another death warp later on, and thankfully I don't anymore. Okay. And there we go. Cool. And now it's kind of just rushing through levels straight to the keycard boss. I start with the first 2 levels, which I skipped, and then I go down the elevator. No, I don't need to go up there. It's really lucky this helium barrel's here as well. If it wasn't, we couldn't actually get to the first and second level without defeating this kind of annoying mini boss, and then you have to get the lift up, and then you have to trigger the bridges for each area specifically, so it'd be a real pain to do. I'm not actually sure why they put this in here, because there doesn't seem to be any reason for it. I think there's like maybe one hidden experience thing. Oh yeah, this is the load screen you won't have seen. It's gonna be a while. Let's just make sure I have the right amount of keycards. Safe, come on. I actually forgot it was this much. Yeah, okay, 3 keycards, we're good.
Did you know a weasel ate my mother?
Weasels eat everyone.
Oh, and I thought being standing.
We have a $10 donation from Anonymous. I enjoyed the stream. Great choice of strategy. Well, thank you.
This is the tug of war thing we were talking about earlier that is skipped right at the start.
Have you seen the chat, by the way?
No. Oh, it's Goran guy.
Yeah. He's saying you're going to talk non-stop through the MM runs?
No, he's wrong.
You're going to explain every glitch to the finest detail. I hope so. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to kill them because of this. Oh, yeah, these are the things we've been missing. They're like little door triggers. It's the first time you see them. Yeah, that's pretty much why I want to skip them as much as possible. In fact, my favorite skip is at the end of this level. I really hope I get it. It's quite tough. But yeah, in terms of how much quad jump breaks this game, this is level 1, and I just completed it. The end level trigger is right there. I didn't mean to. I was trying to skip the cutscene, but oh well. But yeah, that basically just finished that level. It's kind of dumb. Originally, when we first started this game, Rockmox had this amazing strategy where you could get up there by using this really weird, glitchy, what was it? Fire extinguisher in the corner, and it would like clip into the wall and slowly rise up. And if you got like the perfect angle, you could manage to get up far enough that you could just do a normal double jump off. It was amazing.
I think he called it fire extinguisher surfing or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another door that's actually not in many areas at all. That type of door. This is another thing you won't have seen of much in this run, and is basically vital for this skip. Is there's a ledge grab. It works on like 0 ledges almost, but luckily it's on that one because you can't actually quite get high enough with a quad jump.
They probably realized that they hadn't put it anywhere else in the game, so they thought they should probably just put it in somewhere.
Yeah, it seems like they had a lot of ideas like that. They were just like, oh, we'll just put it somewhere. Just for a bit. I feel like I've missed explaining something. There's something really obvious as well. Have I explained quad jump yet?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. There's not much to this platforming stuff. It's pretty much a quad jump to get through stuff slightly easier most of the time. There's another glitch which is really annoying that it's not actually useful in most places, which is if these are close enough to the door, you can actually just press it from the other side and clip through the door. But there's only 2 places I know of where it works, and they're both useless because they're in 0 runs and you would never enter those rooms. Oh, wow, that was really late. I jump up here to make the AI manipulation of this slightly easier. So that's the boss I have to kill, and I can go and kill him, but it's soft lock, so we're not going to do that. Instead, oh wow, I dragged that guy all the way here. Yeah, instead you have to contaminate these guys. Wow, that dude's just trying to clip in there. It's a bit inconsistent though. Okay, we're gonna do it like this apparently. So I try and hit them before it goes. But wow, can I get away with this? This is actually quite lucky. Oh, if he doesn't glitch. Okay. So that should be good. Yeah. Oh wow, and it triggered him in the right time. That's actually a really good pattern. I've never got that before. Normally I just deal with them individually so that I don't have to... Because if 2 of them are in there, occasionally it just absolutely refuses to go up. Okay. Come on. Ramps are not that difficult. You can do it. There we go. Right. So yeah, I just do a quick hit to make sure that it registers that he's in there, and then the boss is just going to spawn around here. Oh, little too close. Okay, I'm actually like inside. Okay, there we go.
The boss is already up there at the start, but you can't actually kill him like that.
Yeah, you can kill him, but it just doesn't give you the key card, and you can never kill him again. There's a lot of that with the key card bosses. You can kill them in instances, and then later on it just means you don't get the key card. Also, for some reason, jumping breaks guard a lot. Like a lot of the time, this is how you actually defeat the bosses. Just get ISG. I should really like think of a name that isn't ISG, but that's all I think of when I...
There's gotta be a better way. Not sure what it is, but there's sure got to be one.
It does have an in-game name. You could use that.
Yeah, but it's like Hyper or something. That's just terrible. You gotta pretend it's a glitch. Name it something supremely obvious.
Infinite rabbit glitch.
Or something really stupid. It can never be anywhere in between. It's got to be just like naming what it does and is, or it's just going to be something that makes no sense whatsoever. It's just a massive inside joke to the people who glitched. Okay, so I'm going to try and do my favorite trick in this game now. I'm going to take a little bit of a safety checkpoint here because I'm going to give it, I don't know, 2 or 3 attempts because I'm actually like doing all right on time. I think I don't know exactly, but it seems like it's going fairly well. I think they plan this out to perfectly block the timer from your view. Okay, so I go out of bounds here. Oh no. Oh, okay, we're not going to try it. We're not going to try it. Damn, I'm really angry I didn't get that. Basically, you can skip these rooms, and what happens is you land in the corridor right before you enter like the main hub world, and the door isn't loaded. And the whole room isn't loaded. So what you can do if you time it really right, you can fall through it as everything loads around you, which looks really cool. It saves time as well. It's not just aesthetics, but the swag is the most important part of it. So yeah, unfortunately that makes this section kind of just more opening doors.
These things can be annoying as well because if there are enemies around, they just need to hit you once.
It's horrible.
And you have to start all over again.
Yeah, there's a bit it's not really a problem in this run, but in any percent, right at the end of the game, there's like 4 doors that you have to do it, and each room has the robot spiders, and they can they can hit you during the ending animation, and you can't do anything about it. And you have like 10 health in any percent, so it only takes 4 hits to kill you. And since there's 4 rooms, happens quite often. So yeah, I've actually tried to skip these boxes before, but as far as I can tell, there's no way to get around the trigger. Most of the other ones are actually pretty easy to get around the triggers. I guess just because they weren't really expecting you to try. And luckily this corridor has no tug of war stuff.
I'm just talking about the pig.
We're talking about the pig.
Yeah.
The pig is strong. I think the pig will give me a round of applause when I get elevator. Early elevator. Or power skip. I don't know. I never really bothered naming that skip.
The hard one.
No, not that one. That's keycard skip. Ironically, I'm going to be doing keycard skip in all keycards. Because it's faster than defeating the really dumb boss before executive. Kiss the pig. Who is that? Who's that demand to?
Can we make that a donation?
Donation incentive. Yeah, sure. Chuck that up. I'd like to give that something. I'm bad at coming up with numbers. Someone think of a number that's decent for that. It's got to be reasonable. There's not that much of the run left. I lied. There's like half an hour at least.
The indestructible hamster, patent pending, and the world famous danger room.
Both. This is, I think, the most interesting glitch in the game. Well, not yet, but the boss I'm about to come up to. Because most of the other glitches, really, with the exception of like some despawn stuff, it's basically just I jump high and it breaks the game because it didn't expect you to jump high. But this abuses like the layout of the room. So the way the room's laid out is there's 2 floors, but to separate them, because you're not supposed to be able to get to the 2nd floor without using the elevator, it puts an invisible ceiling over some of the area. So I can kind of wedge myself in the middle of that ceiling, and then when I go against a like a ladder type thing, it can push me through really slowly. So this is how it works. So I clip in there and then I just let it go. Oh, I missed it. There we go. So yeah, and it just clips me through. And very conveniently for this, the boss is right underneath this. Otherwise you have to do a lot of other stuff. Also, this boss is dumb. Assuming this doesn't go wrong, you can just do this.
Didn't you find that really recently?
I found it really embarrassingly recently, in fact. Because, in fact, it was worse than that. Because what I said on my stream was, there's one thing to know about this guy. Never do smash attacks because they don't work against him. He'll just teleport instantly away. And I went, look, and did a smash attack, and it hit him. And then I just kept pressing B, and he died in like 2 seconds rather than the, I don't know, minute and a half fight it normally is. So we have all the key cards for the area at the top and in the vents. So we just need to go down the elevator now, and then we have 2 more. One of them, well, they're both not too broken, unfortunately, but it's more of the just you can skip unnecessary stuff. One of them has a lot of like sequences that you're supposed to do before you're even able to get to him, but quad jump.
Goran guy is suggesting $50.
$50. 50. Yeah, I'll
pig kiss.
All right, $50 for a pig kiss. And you can donate for who that is. Okay, I should specify. You can donate for who that is, but it's got to be one of us two, because I'm not. I don't think the responsibility is high enough for myself to just nominate other people, unless anyone else wants in on it. Ooh, okay. I'm bad at lasers. Yeah, I'm bad at lasers. This is the main reason I have the health. I lie about the final boss. It's just that I'm terrible at platforming, so... I'm not sure I got done explaining the dash, actually. So yeah, the energy bar at the top, on the left, underneath my health, is the dash. And if it goes, like, right to the end, you exhaust it, and you have to wait a while before you can dash again. So that's why I'm sort of doing dashing and stopping again. Okay. I need to be sure. I think I don't want to get ahead of my. I think that's world record time. Oh man.
So we get a $20 donation from Goron guy. Put this towards the pig kiss. And that's for the runner. Very nice run and commentary so far. Keep up the good work, Goron guy. So we need another $30 for the pig kiss.
So okay, this is the any percent skip. It's early elevator or whatever you want to call it, but basically you need to drop down. Well, that's, I think that might still be out. Okay, it is. That was a bit of a bad camera. And yeah, out of bounds jumping. This one is very dissimilar to the way skip because you have loads of ground. Okay, I messed that up quite badly. I should have jumped earlier. I was trying to be make sure that I actually got it. But yeah, that one has actually got a lot of ground to stand on, so it's less of an issue. But yeah, that was that shouldn't happen. That's camera. Okay. Let me just serious time it a little bit whilst. Okay. Ooh, okay. Analog sticks are hard. So yeah, that what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to do some stuff in the power level, and I just went straight to the boss, so it doesn't power the elevator. And now we are gonna beat up some policemen. Well, security guards. Or I'm gonna die. Don't worry. It was intended. I'm gonna do a death warp.
Planned death warp.
Planned death warp. It saves, I don't know, what's it, minus a couple of thousand frames, but it's alright. It's quite bad. They're like the easiest enemies in the game as well. They telegraph their attack, you walk back, and then you just hit them. And then you only have to hit them once, and then you just do that, and they both fall on the ground. And just slam them. Okay, oh.
What do you say we take a break from all this collector's destruction and just, you know, get to know each other?
Oh, there we go. Really? Okay. I'm gonna do this one first. This is the slightly tougher level. Trying to think. There's much to explain. So the level is kind of dumb. It's another one where I can get out of bounds in so many areas, but unfortunately, the areas are really spaced out, so they just don't load in time. There's one possible skip I have, which I've got, like, theoretically should work, because you should have enough time in the air to load the room, but I have yet to get it because it's super hard, so even if I manage to get it, it might not be in a run. But then I say that about most of my tricks and they end up being in runs anyway. It's very rare that glitches outside of like task stuff doesn't end up in runs pretty quick.
So we get another $10 for the pig kiss.
Oh, it's 20 more.
This time from Gotti style. Some tongue into that pig kiss.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So we only need $20 more for the pig kiss. Bring him in.
Okay, so now we have more arbitrary wait time, although I actually have health, which is quite rare for here. I'm not entirely sure how I have health, because
You died earlier?
That's the one. That's why. Yep, that makes sense. So yeah, it's a little bit easier because I can just sort of damage boost through everything. All I really need to make sure I do is I get here in time to trigger that fire early. Then it doesn't really matter about taking damage because it takes so long. I'm gonna wait because I want to do some risky-ish strats afterwards, so I'm just gonna wait. I can actually, if I time this right, I don't get hit. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, 11 should be enough. I'm kind of gonna, well, talking is hard. So the golden orb part is here. You're supposed to, oh, I forgot to quad jump. I forgot to bunny hop. Yes, I remembered. So you're supposed to go along the railings. It's really slow. But they put these nice little lights here, so you can just sort of jump around. And they also put some very helpful death warps. Is it going to let me use it? Okay, yeah. You can do it without grabbing on here, but it's really hard, so I'm just going to do that for G. I can't remember how much health I have, so I'm going to take it safe. And I have a feeling I know what's going to happen, so let's see if this works. So you have to like break that at the same time as you enter it, because there's no floor, so I just need to do that and it should work. Okay.
Nice.
Occasionally it just doesn't like doing it. I'm just going to kill myself because I need to do a couple of death warps here to save some time, so I might as well die. Plus it makes the exit of this level a lot faster. It's worth the small extra bit of time.
And another $10
Another
towards the
$10.
kiss. This time by Nidyaho. Pig kiss high!
Getting close.
Make it a team effort, guys.
So this death warp's really odd. I don't entirely, I understand it, but it's just a really massive oversight. So yeah, I just skipped like a bunch of that level because they designed the death plane on like, well, as a plane and didn't set like really good areas for it. They just set it across like, okay, if you're this far across, then you're just going to go to this area. It was, I thought it was going to help for clipping back later on, but unfortunately it's not useful. Also, this is the worst gimmick of the game. It's not so bad now, but there's a section at the end of the game that is just this, and it's the worst. Like, even playing through this game casually, it annoyed me so much. Because it's just really boring, there's not much to it, and it's not exactly difficult. The only things that can happen are kind of out of your control. And then, going to do a few quick quad jumps just to skip some stuff, because it's faster. Oh, this is a new one I found not so long ago as well. There you go. And then into this boss, which should go alright. Now that I don't have to death warp away from him, he's a little easier. You basically get him to do an attack, and then wail on him. You'll notice that this is fairly similar to a lot of other bosses. Telegraph attack, wail on him. And then eventually he's able to block. And then you one back. Oh. The only problem with this guy is he has like a really good... Oh damn. Stop it, Hyper. Yeah, that can happen. If you hit people too many times when they're blocking, they grab the rabbit. And he has like a really high chance of doing it.
Nice job. Did you ever have a plan that didn't use me as a war mace?
Yeah, Hyper actually makes this fight really annoying. I'm just going to wait for it to wear off. There we go. I don't normally do that well. Cool. Okay, cutscene. Right, okay, I'm going to try a trick really quick. It's probably not going to go well, but I've never done it ever before. Theoretically, it's possible. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I still skipped some of the thing. Basically, I'm trying to skip this fire sequence here. And if you can stay like out of bounds, inbounds enough, you should be able to make it. But I've never got that far.
This one takes such a long
Yeah,
time.
this one is so dumb.
Brace yourselves.
Oh my god.
Okay, we
is it
have
happening?
a few more donations here.
Jesus.
$9 first from Fake Cosmo.
It's ready.
One more dollar to go. And I got $6 from Pig. You know what you want. You know you want to. I mean, pucker up. And $9.99 from Walter. Big hiss? Question mark. Big hiss.
I'll do it when I get into the lift. That's the time I don't have to worry about anything.
Do it at the same time.
At the same time?
Well,
oh my god.
One on each side of the pig.
I'd shotgun the mouth.
What? No.
I'm gonna get health just to be. Actually, no. 7's alright. Should only take 2 damage from them. The dodge. Oh, I thought I saw one. I don't know why I hit him. He's following me. Okay. Oh, okay, whatever. We're fine. I'm gonna try this glitch as well. This I have got before, but I didn't get it in my practice runs earlier. It's not that difficult. It's just a little finicky, and also it's maybe dubious that it even saves any time, but
it looks cool.
So in Goron Guy, we just know like when the kids are going to happen. If he's going to run down to the venue now.
oh, it's gonna happen in a second. Oh well, we can wait for him. Oh, I messed up. I wasn't paying attention. We can wait for him if he wants. If he wants to see it in person.
You might want to join in as well.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Another $50 and Goron Guy will do it as well.
You heard him. $50 and Goron Guy will join in on the action. He will be forced to do it.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming down.
How did this happen?
I don't know. You leave a pig on stream, and Twitch just takes it how they want. Okay. What's the time at? I don't think I can PB anymore.
So that's your whole plan.
Yeah,
Mindless destruction? That's it.
it's possible, I think, but I have to be really lucky with the boss.
I was on my way to the recombination.
Like, there's less luck involved with the boss, but he still requires luck. And now I'm hopefully going to get this skip to ignore this very dumb trick. It's very dumb boss, sorry. So the boss idea they came up with was, let's just spawn 30 spiders. And that's it. That's the whole boss. Wait, why isn't it? I only did 1 keycard. That might help.
Oh.
That might help. I used to finish with that one, which is why I was confused. Okay, so yeah, I almost certainly went PB then.
Do you have any reason why you don't do that one anymore first? Because at the same time, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly the same. I don't know. I just didn't do it.
Okay, we have another $10.
Oh wow.
From Shoes Off 88. Shoes Off 88 rather. Another $10 to see my brother make out with a stuffed pig.
Oh dude.
Again.
How much are we on now? Like 75? 65?
The animals of tomorrow on the animals of today.
Attention Denron workers. We will fall in attack.
We so far have $75 for the pig kiss.
So only 25 more for Goron Guy as well.
Yeah, 25. Oh, no. We'll force Goron Guy to join in.
Disaster.
Oh, lasers. Oh wow, I can actually die. That's
yeah, I didn't notice your health.
That's interesting. Okay, he didn't mess with me. Oh, the camera, please. Okay, we're alright now. I just grabbed some health here quickly. I mean, this boss isn't likely to do any damage, but the people around can occasionally, so... and one thing, it happens very rarely, unfortunately, but this is one of the few instances of it where I'm going to save warp out of this boss because it spawns me back at the checkpoint there, and it means I don't have to do one of the like tug of war triggers to open the door.
Tell me, have I wronged you in some way I'm unaware of?
Oh, yeah, this is the guy that can. Oh man, okay. Alright. I should really just take the old route, because that never happens. I just actually go here instead, and then I can just jump over him. And then fail as well, don't worry.
Oh, it wasn't too bad.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
Okay, he just did some damage.
And $11 we got on Frankie Z1 with the comment Dogface. So that means only $14 more to go, and Gorn guy will be forced to join in.
That's the problem with picking up the checkpoint, is if I die, which I think that's the first time I've ever died in a run in that area, but yeah, if you die you get put here. I swear I never ever used to get even hit by that guy, and he seems to hit me all the time now. I could try it like this. No, I guess.
Hey, this is just like water skiing, except it's on concrete and flat on my back, and it's really painful.
Okay, well, we're on the box. Now he's probably going to shoot me though. Okay, we're good. We're good. So yeah, you're supposed to go into a bunch of different rooms, and then it lowers some orbs that you have to use to get up here, but quad jump. And because of that, the boss is not like triggered properly.
And Gorn guy has entered the building.
Are we still 25 away?
Might be 11 away now.
We're 11 away. And this boss is dumb. You just keep. You can't smash attack him. You just jump, and he dies eventually. And then I will actually do what I was about to do. It's a good thing I noticed that the boss didn't actually appear. Otherwise, I probably would have just continued. All right. So yeah, just doing this save warp cuts out a small bit of time getting back up there, and then
definitely got
going
it now.
through the door. Definitely what?
Definitely got it now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually get out of bounds in this area, and I thought for the longest time it would be really useful because you could just sort of skip the checkpoints, and it would mean that you only get the checkpoint like at the start of the level, or the checkpoint just the other side of this door, and you'd skip a lot of going back after you save and quit. But because of the way the rooms are designed, the inbounds out of bounds part is on a slope, so you just slip back in bounds or you just fall. There's no way of standing on it. So yeah, the way to skip the boss coming up is the hardest trick in terms of difficulty, at the very least. It doesn't punish you very much if you fail, other than just time, but even then it's not very much time as well, as long as you don't continue to fail it. But you have to stand on an invisible slant, so it's quite difficult to figure out where you are, really, and because of that there's not really any good setup for it.
Wait till Peter hears about this.
And then you got to do a perfect quad jump as well after that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't explain very well. Is quad jumps have kind of well, I guess varying height in the sense that I can just not care and just do it, and that'll happen, or I can time it perfectly and I get a lot higher. And this has to be the high jump. So... Oh,
So
almost.
close.
It's good. It's a good position, but... Okay, there we
Nice.
go.
Second try.
I will happily take that. Unfortunately, also the basically I'm skipping this like electric guard there, and if the electric barrier like stays a little bit out of bounds, so if you cut the corner too much, you can just get hit out of bounds, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, what are we? 117 executive. 2 minutes off PB, I think. Or world record if you want to say it, but it's kind of a... It's a world record by default. It's not really a world record because it's not very good.
Well, we have a few more than aces as well. $5 from Paper Dinosaur. Good luck and soft luck in the game, bro. Isn't like you needed to get back in bounds anyway. And we have 3 $1 donations from the fake Cosmo guy again. With same comment on each one. I donate to ESA like I donate to my strippers. Okay, that's very good for you. But we still need $11, I think, for the Goron guy to join in on the kissing. So please bring them in.
The glitch at the start of that game is the start of that level is really, really weird. It's one of the few glitches I just straight up don't understand. I guess it's lag, but you just sort of walk into a corner and it lets you through. Like the other places are just, you know, it's really high, so they got rid of the collision, something like that. But that just pushes you through and it makes no sense. But yeah, this is a great time for donations because this is the worst part of the run.
We just had donations.
Slow flying.
Yeah, we just got to another one.
Oh,
they're coming in fast.
Yeah.
$14 from Sir Lude. Free some piggies, please. So there you go.
Nice. Sure, why not?
So yeah, the other reason this section really sucks is you can kind of randomly get shot down. I say randomly because basically their AI is terrible, but occasionally they just have like sniper aim and just immediately take you down. And obviously that means you fall down, you have to go back up. But the reason it's really bad is that if I do it in the next section, what I'm about to do is open this door. It closes the door, and I have to do both of the flying sections again. It's really dumb. Yeah, like I said, this mechanic is just not good at all. Oh no, didn't get. It's a good point. How did this start again? Was this you? Was it you? Okay, so yeah, around here is where they can shoot me, so I just kind of try and maneuver a little faster around in a circle, but it's kind of random. You can just go straight up and they will never hit you most of the time.
I guess people really want to see us kissing the pig.
Apparently, yeah.
Or maybe they wanted in on that game that they could win.
Yeah, oh wow, really? Wait. Okay. That's gonna cost me a lot of time. Oh, that's really bad. Oh. I just really like this section. I thought we should do it again. Yeah, so you'll notice that now the door's closed. So oh wait, is it not closed yet? Oh, it's not closed yet. Okay.
Closed, no.
I might get away with this. Normally it closes. Maybe it's because I didn't get knocked down. I just was terrible. That's something I'm always scared of, but I don't think I've ever really done it in a run. I'm not sure even what part I hit. Because the camera's not great. You can't really get either way particularly. And this always scares me because every single time I've gone in this section I've never been hit. But I just know one time on like a really good run it's gonna kill me. I hope this is enthralling as it is for you, chat, as it is for me. So good. Don't worry, we're going to break it again in a second. We're going to skip stuff, we're going to go out of bounds. It's going to be great. Because this game is just no fun without out of bounds. Yeah, this is the point where in any percent I'm just like crying basically, because I have 10 HP and everything can insta-kill me or get me low enough health that I can't death abuse later on. So it's not, I just hate this place. And it's all like random enemies in terms of where they are and what they do. But 35 health can get away with that. And you have to kill these guys, and that can happen. They can get shot with the electric power-up, which means when you hit them, instead of them actually exploding and dying, they just get stunned and roll around for ages. Luckily, it didn't cost too much time. That's what I was talking about earlier as well, where the animation hadn't finished and he just came and attacked me. Right, so this section, there's a bunch of platforming you're supposed to do going around this rocket, and it takes quite a while. Thankfully, there's a jump right here that should walk me to the right place. It's kind of hard to see. That looks right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It walks me far enough that the game is like, wait, we haven't loaded this yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was only going to try that route once. It's too hard. I'm gonna use the safety strats, or am I? Okay. Yeah, so you can do this on the outside and it cuts off a bit of time, but they're slanted, so they're not very nice to you a lot of the time. Oh god, that's gonna kill me. I tried to be clever. Okay, we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do it legit. Even though legit is scarier, because that happens all the time. There we go. Right, whatever.
At least they get to see it 3 ways.
Yeah, you get to see all the ways you can do it. Yeah, also the jump back up to the platform is a quad jump, but you can't do like a proper quad jump, because if you do, it pushes you backwards and then you do the smash attack that just kills you. And then this section coming up is really, really good when you're not doing any percent, because it's just, you just jump between some orbs. But in any percent, because you don't have the golden orb power up, you have to do a really annoying skip. Oh, really, camera?
You are just as crazy as all get out.
Okay. Oh, what is this camera doing? Okay, there we go. So yeah, you can jump to the platform from that blue one, but it's really, really precise. Like, if you see my runs of it, I basically spend like 20 seconds just trying to get the swing right, because you have to jump off right as the swing is going outwards or you won't get enough height. Really? Please don't die to spiders. The other reason this section sucks is that the time you need to kill, or the easiest time to kill the robot spiders is just at the door, but your homing attack decides that shooting, like hitting the switch is more important than hitting the robot spider. So it like homes to that. Oh wow. Can I get both of them? I think I got both of them. Got one of them though. Oh no, I didn't even get one. That's a shame. You can get them stuck behind the door if you're fast enough, but it requires a lot of luck. And then final boss time. I should probably start explaining the final boss. He's not going to be done the way he should be. So there's 3 phases to the final boss. You lose Redmond, spoilers. Then he starts shooting at you, and then you get closer to him whilst he's shooting at you, and you basically destroy the gun. And then he starts running around, and you have to knock down these pillars with all the animals. The triggers don't require any previous triggers to have been hit. So I can just start phase 3 in out of bounds. Well, actually, I'm not going to start it in out of bounds, but I go into the boss room before the initial triggers started, and then I just do this. And this basically starts the final phase of the boss, and then I just need to wail on him. The reason the boss is kind of dumb, less so with this, but only because I can't die instantly, is that you can only hit him when the skunks like spray him. That's when he becomes vulnerable. Anything before then doesn't do any damage, and in fact causes him to do a really powerful long attack. I want to try and keep hyper here as well, so I'm just going to go back and forth over the skunk. So yeah, you just have to rely on the skunk AI not being terrible, and quite often they'll both come up and spray at the same time, and there's only 2 of them, so it just, yeah, it's kind of annoying. You get used to it, I guess. Come on. And Batman, here we go. So yeah, I wait for the skunk. And yeah, the reason this is also bullshit is he has no hit stun at all. So during any of these hits, he can just decide to like smack me, and I can't do anything about it. Which is why any percent is so hard, because it takes 2 hits to kill me, and I can't control when he hits me in any capacity. Unlike every boss in the... oh wow, I got lucky. So yeah, I try and sort of keep the ISG up whilst I just walk around him, because it's the easiest way to stop it, but it still happens.
Time's going to be coming up at some point soon.
Yeah, sorry, didn't think, yeah, time will come up when I kill him, so... skunk? Oh, yeah, the other skunk from the other side of the map will come instead. Cool. Which means the other one's going to spray as well and waste it. Oh wow, okay, I'm actually quite close to dying. So yeah, when I get close to dying, just in case, I will grab... What the hell? Camera? I will lose the hyper ISG. What the hell? I'm not getting over the barrier. I don't think I did the 3rd one, did I? Yeah, yeah, so I'll lose the like ISG, but it doesn't really matter because you can basically just hit him and it's about the same. So this isn't great luck. It's not terrible either, to be honest, but it started off pretty well. I got some lucky hits with them. Oh yeah, I was going to try and do the soft lock. Oh, well. It's too late for that. I have to die for the soft lock, and there's no consistent setup for it, but it is really funny. If you ever want to see it, it's on my YouTube channel. It's great. And time. Yeah, I'll take that. It's not too bad.
52, yeah.
Sub 130 is kind of good enough.
Our natural enemies in the wild. I'm fired.
And now for the all-important story.
Quickly, everyone board the ship.
Cutscene.
I say that. What I mean is now for the all-important kiss. 2 kisses, in fact.
3.
3. All at once. Oh.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Is that everyone?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Don't kiss me on the side, dude.
Is everyone aboard the ship?
You've made a noise. You
Oh,
loved
it's got a. Yeah. It's good.
Nice.
Good. He liked it. Thanks, Gore Guy. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for making a special appearance.
It was a special run. I appreciate it. If we have time, I can show something off. Well, it's not really that amazing, but this game's great. For some reason, they decide that you can pause the game at the end of the credits and play in the credits for a second. It's not intentional. They're just terrible. Is the next runner here?
Dude,
Yeah.
that bites.
Oh, cool.
Seriously. Maybe we can sue someone. Well, I am one hungry every hair. Guess we better scare up some Din-Din, huh? Maybe we can find my mother.
And in that moment, Weasel and Rabbit were no longer enemies.
Okay, let's do it.
And so it was that
No, I don't buy dinner first. That's for losers.
and the animals
get straight in
took
there.
their rightful place among the stars.
Oh yeah, we'll
Okay,
speed it
fair
up.
enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. All right, cool. Cheers. Ugh.
And with that lovely kiss action, we are ending the Whiplash run. And upcoming next, it's Jack next turn. So it's going to be 100% run by Roser. Gonna be good. And we have a $1 donation from Anonymous. New around here, well, welcome then. Love watching speedruns and nice commentary, very helpful.
It's supposed to be kind of on entrances and exits of all the levels, but I don't go to the entrances or exits of levels often. And this room is just kind of a small bit of RNG because the spawns of the spiders change a bit, but any percent it's quite a big like thing to not get hit. It's quite annoying, but here I'm not really that worried because I'm about to go somewhere where there's lots of health, and I don't need to worry too much.
In case you didn't see this run last year, this speedrun is kind of the product of, I guess, a glitching project between you and someone, Rueake, who's a glitcher in the speedrunning community. They like to glitch a lot of abstract games like this.
Yeah, he basically found the quad jump, or the already did it, the bunny hop, and oh, I need to save there. And then he found a couple of other things that kind of let us out of bounds. This being one of them here, this little bit in the corner that lets us skip the first 2 levels. And then I sort of applied it around the entire game and found a lot more stuff. And then unfortunately I made any percent and no one likes it. I say that because I'm the only one who runs it and I don't like it, so. Coming up is debatably the hardest trick. It's definitely one of 2 of the hardest tricks in the game. It's not as hard as the other trick, but I have to be very consistent with it, and it costs quite a lot of time to mess it up, so I have to stay in bounds and out of bounds at the same time. It's not like pixel perfect or anything, but it is quite a small area that I have to stay in, and I have to do it for a while. And there's also a couple of things that can mess with me. There's a bit coming up that can, if I get really unlucky, okay, we're alright. Occasionally there's invisible walls in the... Oh, okay. Oof. Wait, I'm gonna stop talking now. There we go, right.
I was surprised you were talking through that, to be honest.
I shouldn't have even tried. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I expect, is I fail 1 or 2 and then I get it. It's not that hard once you get the rhythm down, but it's quite frightening. So basically what I did there was, the door isn't open until you complete the waste level. So I skipped having to complete the waste level and I'm now basically going through it backwards so that I can go and defeat the waste boss. The only reason I actually need to defeat the waste boss is because there's only 1 level in this entire game that you can't access from the start of the game, and that's the medical one, and it's because you need the power up from the waste boss to actually get in there. So the way it's routed is to get there as quick as possible, because medical gives
The game will start as soon as we're done with the setup.
Yeah.
So just wait a little bit longer and we'll have it fixed soon. So the setup is done, so we can finally introduce Whiplash. Bring it on.
Cool. We pretty much ready to go? Let me just do this real quick. Yep, ready when you are. Cool. So, if you saw this run last year, then you're in for a treat, because this run's more broken than that one. If you didn't see this run last year, you should still be in for a treat, because this game's really broken. As you may have noticed from my Influx run, I like to run broken games.
This one's even more broken than last year's one, in a way. Even though last year's one skipped more, this one's got a lot more broken stuff in it.
Well, basically the last one I skip every level and go straight to the final boss, but this one I enter every level and show why each level is really, really broken. The main reason it's broken is because of a glitch called Bunny Hop. Well, it's newly been named Bunny Hop. I will probably forget that and call it Quad Jump halfway through the run. It's basically a quad jump, so there's a double jump in the game, and by doing an air attack and cancelling it, you can get the bunny to go underneath the weasel and jump off him again. At least that's how we think it works, because that's what it looks like is happening. Otherwise, there's no real reason for it to work that way. The reason it's not an infinite jump is that at a certain height, the smash attack takes over from any animation, so you can't use it to cancel because it is the only animation that happens. The console, this is on Xbox, but it's also on PS2. I think that's it. I think maybe it does have another version, I'm not sure. But yeah, in terms of how broken the game is, you'll see pretty quickly, as the first thing I do in this game is go out of bounds. Also, just a small little thing. This turtle right here, he can fly, and teleport as well. Look, there's no ground, and he's just disappeared. He is a speedy turtle.
So the main thing that breaks all the levels is the bunny hop or quad jump or whatever you're going to be calling it throughout the run.
I'll try and stay consistent. We'll see how that goes.
Don't you love it? Say you love it.
But yeah, for some reason, the very start of the game, there's this unskippable cutscene, and then it gives you control for like 10 seconds whilst you go down a vent, and then puts you in another 2-minute unskippable cutscene. And I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to jump out of bounds and skip it.
I can't believe it.
As well as kind of skip a bit of the level.
In case you haven't seen this game before, you play as both of those characters at the same time, or you kind of play as the weasel.
Yeah, you are like running around as the weasel, and Redmond the rabbit is your weapon. He's indestructible, so don't worry about anything, you know,
anything that you're about to
animal cruelty related. It's absolutely fine. 140 is a little bit of a overestimate, I'm hoping, but lots of things can go wrong in this run because I use. Oh, that's not good. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't get the load right. So here, what I'm doing is setting up my experience so that when I pick up experience, all of it's going to go into Redmond the rabbit, and that is my damage. Later on, when I get a big boost of experience, I'm going to switch it to health. Unlike in the any % run where it's all damage based, which is why the last boss is awful in any %. In this, I can get health and not lose too much damage, so that the last boss is a lot easier. It's not just kind of RNG luck. I do that little trick there as well, just to skip a text box. It rarely works. In fact, it's only ever happened once, but I will continue to do it. This skips a cutscene trigger as well as some other stuff. It saves about half a second. And this skips a switch you're supposed to get to the right, so it saves a little bit of time. None of those skips are massive, like picking up the normal route is only a tiny bit slower, but you know, saving the frames. This, however, the switch is actually quite out of the way, so that saves a reasonable amount of time. And this thing over to the right, you probably just caught a glimpse of it. It's how you open a lot of doors in this game. It's called Tug of War, and it takes a long time. So most of the skips you see in this opening section are me just skipping that, because I really don't want to waste time with that. They take a while.
You'll see some of those later though as well.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 places I can't skip them.
You'll also notice that there aren't many rooms that you don't just skip in some way or go out of bounds.
Yeah, there's basically only one level in this entire game that's kind of not broken, and that's only because of the loading the game has. It has to load rooms sequentially, so even though I can skip really far into the level, the game is too slow at loading. I go into that corner quickly to skip a loading text box thing. You also won't see any of those, hopefully, until late into the run, which means it takes ages because it has to count up all the stuff I've already done.